What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So we're going to be looking at some information and some details surrounding Gotham Knights, some things regarding the story that I feel is quite important to highlight. And to be very honest, this San Diego Comic-Con was really weird. It was very hard to even find any video source of the live panel, and then even the videos that we found for the interviews afterwards were all over the place. There were at least 5 to 6 different interviews that were conducted with different members of the team or groups. You had America Young, you had Christopher Sean, you had the writing director, I cannot remember the name, you had Patrick Redding, and also the cinematic director as well. And in different groups and different pairs, they did different interviews. So the info is all out there, and we'll try our best to highlight a few things. Maybe over the course of multiple videos, I'll go ahead and put them in front of you guys. So one of our audience members, or two of our audience members, actually pointed me to the Gotham Knights comics that's actually coming out very soon. So shout out to Suspicious Tension and Aaron. They basically messaged me and said, hey, there are these comics that are coming out. Do you mind taking a look at them? And I've been looking at them very critically, and I'm saying to myself, this is actually very important stuff, because I've always argued, and many of you know on this channel, that I felt the introduction to Gotham Knights seemed like a bait and switch. If you say Batman must have died in an explosion in a different Batman game, when in the last Batman game, he pretty much seemingly died in an explosion, I feel it's a bait and switch. I feel like you co-opted something that is so close in order for you to be able to catch a hook. And it wasn't like they did it in like Oblivion, where they didn't know about the Arkham games or the end of the Arkham games. I feel like it was purposefully picked out to hook the fans to come in and see what's going on. So already it created some room for confusion. And I've also heard people say, well, you know, people already knew because the devs explained it. Well, the fact that the devs explained it already tells you that there was already any kind of room or iota for the possibility of confusion. So it's good that things are going to get cleared up very soon and are getting cleared up, because I feel like this game has spent more time explaining itself than actually showing us the game of, you know, for what it actually is, if you were to ask my opinion. But let's go ahead and look at this particular item. This is going to be a comic that's going to be called Gotham Knights Gilded City. In fact, they're calling it Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City. So here we go again with the naming convention. Just go with the Gotham Knights, but I think DC wants to market and sell comics, so they got to throw in the name, you know. And I keep telling people, they say, oh, well, everybody's got to have their own game. The new characters have to have their own game. I know, but if you really want to get the new characters to have their own game, there's a world building that goes into it. So I think on the back end, they're coming back to revisit the world building that they probably should have been executing in the onset of all of this. But again, different conversation. So this particular comic is going to be a 6-issue comic. It's called Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City. And it's going to have a tie-in with the game. It's going to explain the events before the game. And so I recommend that everybody read this, because even though the devs had said they picked out from the wealth of material of the DC literature, I think this is probably going to come down to explaining the, you know, the details within the game itself. So this is cool. 6 comics, $4.99 I think is the price point if you look at it here. So pretty much you're going to be spending an extra $30 if you're following this. I don't know who wants to do that, but hey, if you're interested, that's definitely something that you should be taking a look at. I mean, the information is going to go out there. If you're only interested in the game, then sure. I would have hoped that this will come with the collector's edition. For paying, you know, $289, you should be able to get $30 worth of comics. So for those of you who are buying the, you know, collector's edition, I don't know if you might want to reassess that purchase, and if you're interested in this anyways. So I, on the other hand, I'm not getting the collector's edition, so I think I'm probably going to be able to find some room for this comics, but it's kind of subjective at this point. So what I'm saying right now is the intentional world building is actually, in my opinion, what I feel the developers should have been doing a long time ago. But I'm glad somebody is thinking on the forefront and trying to get all this stuff in place. Now, within the plethora of information, there is also something that we have to point out. This talk about Damian Wayne possibly being in Gotham Knights, we need to basically put it in context. So in a comicbook.com interview where Patrick Redding was speaking to the matter of Damian Wayne, he said he could not mention much about Damian Wayne without giving major spoilers as to why he's not in the picture. So the confirmation that I get from that statement that he made is Damian Wayne's not in the picture, but there is an explanation as to why in the game. So as we play the game, we're going to see why Damian Wayne is not in, one of the Knights. And for those of you who are Damian Wayne fans, I understand. It's one of those things where, we just probably have to go with, and we just have to say, well, it is what it is. They decided that they were going to go with, Tim. And I think that might be a better choice for their storytelling. So at the end of the day, we're going to go ahead and see what exactly it is that caused them to not use Damian in the story. Now, this story also is really weird and interesting at the end of the day. It has a lot that's going with it because Scott Snyder was the creator of Gotham Knights. I remember the developers actually speaking towards how they actually, were able to, collaborate with him in a sense of just asking his input and his direction and all of the above. But it felt to me that, even still, they wanted to go ahead and just create an entirely different framework. And I guess we're going to see how that pans out for them. So with all of this information out there, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching the video. I mean, if you are in a position where you're looking forward to these comics to get some more story-based aspects as to why this game is even a thing, I guess let me know how it is that you are wanting to approach that. If you don't care about the comics, also let me know in the comment section because it's kind of iffy at this point. Many of us are here for the games anyways, so I don't necessarily predict that many of us are going to be looking forward to the comics, but you never know. We might just be interested in all of the above. See you guys in the next video. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks so much. Peace out.